we go. Ladies and gentlemen, UFC 324 in the fucking books. And I will just say to start off, that was one of the fights of all time. One of the fights of all time in the main event between Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett. Yeah, very interesting stuff. Let's make sure things are all up and running across the board. Make sure we're good to go. Things are running smoothly. Hopefully they are. Maybe they aren't. But we'll check in on them nonetheless. I got to go to 10 different places. Nope, I don't want that. Just let me start my thing. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think, what you thought about the card as a whole. Drop it in the comments. Let's have some fun. Let's get things going. No camera today. We're going straight webcam, so we'll see how this one works out. But for now, we'll sit here and discuss the fights for the time being because, of course, there's probably some people out there still live, still having fun, still doing their thing. So hopefully things are up and running for us here. Maybe we'll see some people pop in as we go along. So we'll take it slow, wait for things to develop, and hopefully we get something interesting through the night. Through the press conference, we'll get that up as soon as I can so we can follow, see what's going on out there in the world. Again, sorry, I'm not looking right at you anymore. Webcam, we got to run it this time around. See if we can fix it. But yeah, good stuff. Fun fights from top to bottom. Some, there we go. It's blank. Oh, it's blank. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Why are we blank? Why is it a blank white? Nothing. It is nothing. I'm going to have to hide. Add to stage. Bada bing, bada boom. Nothing showing up. What the fuck is this? If you didn't know, this is the most professional stream you will ever witness. Maybe ever? Is it working? Is it going? Is it lagging? I don't know. Tough stuff. What are we doing? Are you going to work? Maybe, maybe not. Like I said, very professional here. We keep it a buck. All right, well, there. We're back. We're back and alive. Jesus. If we can ever sort out the technical difficulties, we'll get somewhere. We'll get somewhere. But yeah, man, this was the main event. This was pretty much it. Swanging and banging to the bitter end. Not a lot to talk about. Not a lot of technique. Not a lot to discuss. But we had some fun moments. Had some fun times. It was a pretty crazy 25 minutes of action. Back and forth throughout. You never know who was going to win in any particular moment. But over the course of 5 rounds, of course, Justin Gaethje did probably win each round. They all kind of blurred together. Of course, when the technique goes out the window, you do tend to forget what's going on, okay? Let's be honest. Of course, this is the probably second... This is the follow-up to what can only be described as the goofiest, maybe the goofiest title fight I've ever seen. Now, there's only one other fight in recent memory that I can think of. It was this silly in the UFC, and it had to be Paulo Costa and Luke Rockhold. I mean, this was that level of just absolute absurdity from bell to bell. Welcome in, Pringle. Glad to have you here. Watching here, hanging out. Hi to you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. What'd you think of the main event? What'd you think of the card from top to bottom? Of course, a couple stinkers mixed in the middle there. I mean, Derek Lewis laying an egg. The ladies laying an egg. Umar Nurmagomedov not quite securing himself a title shot, in my opinion. But only time will tell there. How is Paddy's night going tonight? Not too good. Chuckled, Chucky, whatever they call you. I will say Paddy's night not too great. He's proud of himself. He's certainly proud of himself. But not too good. Got his face absolutely busted the hell in. Of course, like I said, I'm going to be looking up, down, wherever because the normal camera isn't working. So apologies for being impersonal tonight, ladies and gentlemen. But wow, Paddy fucking Pimblett took the loss on the chin, walking forward in confidence. Of course, this guy got eye poked, eye gouged, nut shotted. Mark Goddard said, to hell with the rules. We're going to let this shit slide all night. Now, I'm not going to cope for Patty. I think he did lose the fight, but it was unfortunate to see in moments in which he was building momentum that the fouls did in fact occur. Like I spoke to. I'm combining my words here, mixing them up as we go. Like I said, it was a fight. There isn't much to really say. Technique for technique, fight for fight. Oh, we've got another bot in here on the kick stream. Let's get that out of here. Anyway, should we pull up post-fight press conference? Should we get a link? Should we get a way to find that? I say yes, sir, we should. Post-fight presser. Let's find it, see if we can get something on YouTube. Maybe we can even show you here if you're watching. We can discuss things as we move along. But what did we think of the card? Again, if you're out there watching, drop some info in the chat. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I would like to hear it. Would love to hear it. I say, why not? MMA Crazy, do you think we could grift off of them a bit? Do you think we could show this? I think we could. Share this tab. Hopefully, we don't get in trouble for it. Shout out to MMA Crazy. We'll promote them a bit. Why not? Give them a shout. There's somebody walking right in front of the camera. Very lovely to see that, but we'll be flipping back and forth between that and the fight card. So we've got their stream pulled up. We'll keep an eye on it. Keep an ear out for it. At least I will. Hopefully, you guys can hear it as well. But again, Paddy Pimblett, Justin Gaethje. Gaethje is now the interim lightweight champion in the big 2026. Justin Gaethje, I repeat, is the lightweight champion, technically speaking, interim champion in 2026. I'll just leave it there for another second. Let me sort out a couple more of these technical things. But wow, what are we doing? How has this even come to be? Was it a good fight or not? Chucky. It was a good fight, but it was also a terrible fight. It was a slobber knocker. It was like the best worst fight. You know how you can sit down and watch a bad movie like a guilty pleasure? That's what this fight was. Zero technique from the get-go. Just slanging everything they could into every single shot. Whiffing on leg kicks, whiffing on punches, whiffing on takedowns. That's what this fight was, okay? It's like the best worst fight you could have possibly imagined, okay? Terrible, but amazing at the same time. Laughing my way through this one, I was. Laughing my way through this one. Having a blast. They were landing bombs on each other in moments. They were going for crazy shit. Spinning elbows, flying knees. None of it really landed, however. None of it really landed. I'm looking at the wrong thing here. We're looking at my camera, however, which it does not work tonight. Justin Gaethje came out strong, landed early once or twice. Patty kind of got his bearings under him. He was landing some clubbing shots. You know he does. Walks around with the hands low, chin up high in the air. Of course, this was on Paramount Plus if you're in the United States. Pretty good show. Solid production across the board. Except for the dude who was fucking breathing straight into the microphone the entire time. I mean, we're talking straight up like Darth Vader level. Yeah, this was this guy the entire fucking fight. I mean, the entire card. We could hear somebody breathing on some sort of line, some sort of mic, somewhere. Don't know what was going on there at all whatsoever. I don't even. Is this main event? Fun stuff. Worth watching one time. Don't think I'll ever rewatch it again. It was just a slobber knocker. Two goofy guys. Looked like two guys in the amateur scene. If you've seen amateur heavyweights just throwing heat, but nothing really landing, this was this one. That's annoying. Chucky, the fight was great. If you're calling the fight annoying, I'd argue it wasn't. But if you're talking about the technical difficulties, well, yes, very annoying. I'm very pissed off. I will not show it right now, right here, because we did have a good night of fights. Finally, the UFC was back and better than ever, right? That's what they'll argue for you, because it's Paramount Plus. We're in a new place. This is the best we've ever had, the best it's ever been. It was all right. Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong was a much higher paced, higher technical level, going back and forth between two bantamweight fighters, two good fighters, two highly ranked fighters. The mouth breather, that's right. Song Yadong looked really strong through the first two. Sean O'Malley finally getting his rhythm in round number 3, started piecing him up, and ultimately, I believe, won rounds 1 and 3. Again, if I can get my words correct, maybe we can get a decent show put together here. We got a couple people watching, and of course, Chucky, he's dropping some stuff in the chat. But again, Chucky, did you miss out on the entire card? I would be curious. Excuse me. But yeah, Sean O'Malley, he picks up the W. Unanimous decision. He's pretty darn close. Song Yadong could have easily pulled away with the second, but I do, in my opinion, I believe Sean O'Malley did the better work in the first round, slightly edging Yadong. Pun intended there. Round 3, though, Sean O'Malley just ran away with it. I'm talking 5 rounds. This could have been a disaster for Song Yadong. Sounds like Chucky missed it. That's unfortunate, but again, worth the rewatch if you can catch it. Again, I'm glad you're here. We'll recap it from top to bottom right now, just going through a quick little rundown. Nothing too detailed, nothing specific. Waiting for the post-fight presser, seeing who shows up, seeing who talks to the media. Waldo Cortez Acosta landed the softest punch ever on Derek Lewis, which put him down, tripped on a banana peel maybe, and then just gave up in Derek Lewis fashion, I suppose. I mean, Derek Lewis did the Derek Lewis. Don't quite know what else to say about that one. Natalia Silva, I mean, she is quite the sight to behold, but not in this one. She barely beat Rose Namajunas. Arguably lost to Rose. This was somehow a unanimous decision as well, kind of just dancing around, throwing the kick. She came out aggressive in the 3rd round. She got the job done in the 3rd round, but not a finish. I mean, it was just typical women's fight. Meanwhile, Jean Silva and Arnold Allen put on, well, maybe 2026 arguably best fight of the year so far, in terms of a mix between technical and, a fun fight. Those technical aspects of fighting just were not there in the main event, but it was fantastic. It was fun in the moment. But Jean Silva, Arnold Allen, probably my favorite, my most rewatchable fight. They went back and forth. Arnold Allen was trying to stay sharp, trying to stay at range. Jean Silva popping him. He had the power behind him. He had that aggression as well, but was also slow in moments, was also patient in moments, which was good because he was getting clipped. He was getting hit by Arnold Allen. Of course, he did not just go full rage mode, which is good for Jean Silva because I do think he is a better fighter than Arnold Allen, but Arnold Allen, smarter, maybe a more technical fighter, maybe a more efficient fighter. Jean Silva can get crazy in moments. This proved that, I can get hit on the chin, stay composed, get the win, move forward with my career, and ultimately Jean Silva has the athletic talent, has the power, and has that patience once again to get the job done, and has to keep progressing, has to keep improving some of those skills, and one day he may just become the fucking champion. I'm not kidding. I mean, this guy's got it in him if he can do it. Unfortunate for Arnold Allen, that note drops him down to his 3 losses in his last 4 or 5 fights. That's tough to watch for him. Unfortunate for the Brit there in that one. Umar Nurmagomedov put on a bit of a masterclass in moments. Figueiredo did clip him once or twice, which was good. Figgy also landed a couple elbows off the back on the ground, but not too much to write home for Figueiredo here. I mean, is our GOAT washed up? It may just be. Alistair the Red Demon, wow, you're here as well. It's early in the morning where I'm at now, but I'm glad you're here. Good to see you. How'd you think these fights went, brother? Hope you enjoyed them. If not, the main event and the rest of the card. So, of course, there is the curse in which the prelims can be fantastic, in which they were. Meanwhile, the main card tends to suffer a bit, in which I thought it did. So the prelims, thought they were a bit better. Main card, not too bad. Blitz is in here. Let's go, Blitz. We're running a different cam. Running through some technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. I'll say it once more to just reiterate in case you're just hopping in. But Blitz is back and better than ever himself. Umar Nurmagomedov played the smart game. Not sure if this is going to earn him a title shot. I think you could easily run him and O'Malley, but they won't do that. They won't do that. Not at all. It'll be O'Malley versus Peter Yan next, if I had to predict. But maybe they'll throw Maraba in there. Maybe it'll be Umar versus Sean. Co-main event. Do that in, I don't know, April, May, June. Maybe O'Malley wants to get on the White House card. I don't know how that's going to work out, if it even ever happens. But until then, we'll just have to wait and see. Figueiredo on a bit of a slide here. He's got the win over Montel Jackson the last time out, but this one did not look too good. Of course, we're still waiting on that post-fight presser. Some people walking back and forth. I'm keeping my eye on it. But until then, we'll stay right here. Stay looking at this card. Going down the ranks a bit. Ateba Gautier. Gautier, I don't know how you pronounce it. But I don't know what to think. What do we think about this one? Did we watch this one, guys? Did we watch this one? If you did, let me know what you thought about it. I'd be very curious. Okay, here's Dana White. Here's Dana White. Oh, we've got to watch an ad first, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for the delay. All right, come on, ads. Let's move along. Let's move along.
We know it killed
$11 million.
We just don't know the exact number yet.
Killed
They're saying it exceeded by like double.
Wow. Exceeded the expectations by double.
Yeah.
And what were your thoughts on just, them as a partner, the way it was presented, the broadcast, etc.?
It's unexplainable how enthusiastic and incredible these guys have been leading up to the first fight. So
okay, so he's talking about the Paramount, the production, how much money they made, how many viewers they got. Says they doubled their viewers or something like that. $11 million gate, yada, yada, yada. Let's see. Let's continue. We'll go back.
yeah, I mean, what a couple. So Patty Pimblett at the weigh-ins yesterday says, I'm going to knock this motherfucker out tomorrow. And I was like, that's interesting. And he never abandoned that game plan. Even when, he got dropped a couple times, I kept waiting for him. I'm like, he's eventually going to have to shoot and try to submit him. Now, I didn't know Patty Pimblett had a chin like that till tonight. And
no, we all knew that Patty, if you know, Patty Pimblett has relied on his chin from his first fight ever up until now. Somehow still survived some of those bombs from Justin Gaethje, but both guys were very sloppy tonight. Both guys were whiffing and missing and barely glancing on multiple shots that looked massive, but in fact were not. There were a lot of bombs landed and exchanged, don't get me wrong, but a lot of those shots as well, they were not quite landing with the same vigorous power that you'd like to see in a high-level, high-technical fight like this one for the fucking World Championship belt. This was just not on that level whatsoever. So don't pretend like we didn't know this, Dana. I know he's got to prop up his guys, but come on. We know what's what. You know what's what. Again, shout out to MMA Junkie. Hopefully we don't get flagged for this. I don't give a fuck if we do. Again, I'm not trying to make money on this shit. I'm not trying to make a living doing this shit. We're just having fun, chatting back and forth, doing the thing. Yeah.
But everybody on the
Whoa. What are you fucking talking about? Just appreciate it. Don't fucking complain. I fucking appreciated the fight. I had fun watching the fight, motherfucker. What I'm talking about is that was the sloppiest, stupid shit I've ever seen in a world title fight. So you can shut the fuck up. No, I'm just kidding. I do appreciate you being here. I can tend to fly off the handle, but that's what we're here to have fun with. So I appreciate you being here, having fun, talking about the fights. Hope you enjoyed the fights. I sure did enjoy the main event. But yeah, I can also be realistic, motherfucker. So yeah, there's that.
starting Monday, all I'm focused on is the White House event. So, we have fights made all the way up to, we have fight cards already built all the way up to March and April. So, I don't know yet.
Yeah. Last thing for me, we did have a fight cancellation today. Not a lot of details on the information of what happened there. There's speculation that maybe this was a wagering flag. What can you tell us?
That's what it is. Happened again. You know, we got called from the Gaming Integrity Service, and I said, I'm not doing this shit again. So we pulled the fight.
Dana, I remember when Paddy first arrived in the UFC, you were saying stuff like, well, his entrance is good and it's all well and good to get the fans, but he needs to be able to fight. Obviously, we've seen him have great wins before, but to show the durability he had in that fight tonight, do you feel like even though he lost, he will be considered one of the best in that division moving forward?
No doubt about it. I mean, he was the favorite tonight. I think that's what fucked him. Every other...
Money, 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 money. What's up, man? Glad to see you in here. Glad to see somebody who's dropping a chat. I mean, I can talk to myself for hours, but it's a little bit more fun when we get a couple people in here. Again, you guys let me know what you thought about the fights. Favorite fight of the night, knockout of the night, performance of the night. Who's getting the bonus? I mean, everybody who got a finish is allegedly getting a bonus, except for fucking Alex Perez missing weight like a fucking... Yeah, I'll be nice. I'll be nice. Last fight of his contract, though. Is he going to get cut? Probably. I'd cut him. Can't even show up to the fight, and when he does, misses fucking weight. I do appreciate him, though. He's a fun fighter, but we got to be realistic. All right, back to Dana. Sorry for interrupting.
And sometimes over the corner work. Is that something fans are going to have to get used to, or is that a work in progress that you'll change going
I haven't
forward?
seen it yet, and all this is a work in progress. It's $8.99. You're not paying fucking, however much anymore. These guys gotta make some money too. So,
Vibe King Dirk. Well, my friend, if you haven't been watching long, I would say that is the typical way that Derek Lewis does, in fact, lose? Did I just repeat myself? It's too fucking early. Yeah. Anyway, I don't think it's time for him to retire unless he wants to. That's how Derek Lewis loses. Okay? Lewis loses. Mixing up my words here. No, I mean, it could have been time for him to retire 3 years ago. Easily. Went on a bit of a skid. It's how he loses. That's typical Derek Lewis for you. It is what it is. Are you fucking retarded? Like, you think that I'm saying that I would beat these motherfuckers in a fight? They literally are dumb enough to get in a fucking cage and throw down for our entertainment. Trust me when I tell you, I love them beyond measure for what they do for my entertainment. You know how much fucking money I have spent on pay-per-views to support these fucking fighters? Don't you fucking tell me to do better than them in the cage. I absolutely would not. But you're a fucking retard if you think that wasn't sloppy shit in the main event. It was a fantastic back-and-forth fight. You didn't know who was going to win. The scorecards say Justin Gaethje. The people say, I don't care. It was fun. Stop pretending like that was high-level, high IQ MMA, motherfucker. You're retarded. You're retarded if you really believe that. You just want to eat this slop up. I mean, go ahead and gobble Dana's dick right now. He's right there in front of you. By all means, go ahead. You do you, my friend.
Kooky character kept calling himself autistic at the press conferences, and then he jumped on Arnold Allen's back at the end of the fight. I guess, what did you just make of his whole...
I thought him jumping on his back was kind of cool, actually. That was and very athletic, by the way. Yeah, the other stuff is pretty kooky. I would agree with you.
And then Natalia Silva said, leading into this fight with Rose, she was promised that if she had got through Rose, she would get a title shot. Is that accurate?
Yes.
And then Atiba Gauthier is obviously, it seems like he has all the tools to be a superstar. He went 15 minutes for the first time. A lot of people thought online.
How's the audio? Can you guys hear it? I don't know what's going on. I hear it okay. Let me know. I don't want to just sit here in silence if it's not working.
Said he was very happy to get 3 rounds under his belt.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I don't know what you'd want me to say about that, but yeah, all right.
And
Not impressed, doesn't even fucking care. I mean, who is this? This is not the Dana White of old. We all know this. He's tired. He's done. It's over. Dana White's cooked. We appreciate him for what he does. But as a promoter, he's starting to just fall. What do we think about Atiba Gauthier, one of your hottest prospects, going 3 rounds? I don't fucking care. Good for him, man. Whatever. It is what it is, bro. What's next for Arman? I would say Gaethje if Ilya's not available. If not, winner of that BMF title fight between Charles and Max. Arman, Charles, Max. After watching the main event, clean up, absolutely wipe the floor with Justin and Patty. Probably on the same fucking night. But it's MMA. Who fucking knows? What a joke of a sport. Multiple eye pokes, a groin shot, Mark Goddard standing there, mouth open. We not going to penalize anything. I mean, this is just a joke of a sport. Love it, but it's a fucking joke. I think Arman is the best lightweight currently after Ilya. Do you agree? I'd say I 100% agree with you there. Patty versus Arman is next. Could be, but I'm sure they want Patty to get back in the win column. They're going to give him a little bit of a layup fight. They want this guy to be a star. They want this guy to be a winner. Probably not going to happen. I believe it'll be Arman versus winner of Max Charles. What's how the game works. Pong, I'm glad to see you in here. That's how the game works. I don't remember what I said, but if we want popular fighters to stay popular, if I'm the UFC, if I'm a business, then it'll be Patty versus somebody lower in the rankings to keep him boosted up. We saw what they did with Sean O'Malley. They try to get him layup fights whenever he loses. Song Yadong is not a layup, so I was surprised to see him facing that level of competition, but Song Yadong is still Song Yadong. A little bit slow, a little bit not quite where he needs to be. Very, very technical fighter, very high-level fighter Song Yadong is, but just missing that third gear, that get into that third gear and throw. Don't just wing wild shots, but step in there, do the thing, and execute. UFC don't want more Russian camps, so Arman needs to wait. I mean, Arman is he partially Russian? I mean, he's from Armenia, not quite Russia, so action. Let's get our facts straight here. I mean, it's close, but not quite. But Arman has a very fun style. He has one of the more entertaining grappling styles, so watch a couple Arman fights and then come back to me.
First, second surgery, or just had it, and by surgery I mean injections. I have no idea.
Thank you, sir.
Get a quote from him. God fucking forbid I say something about it. Go ahead.
We're Dana. Lots of fans online said that Arman was
God fucking forbid that the promoter of the company say any words about any fighter, right? I mean, this is just fantastic stuff from Dana. All-time post-fight presser from Dana White.
all the cards up until the White House. Will Arman be on one of those cards?
Off the top of my head, I don't know if he's on one of them. Probably.
Thank you, Dana.
Yep. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, Dana, for Paddy Pimblett, you mentioned his chin. And of course, as fans, we can only be, it's kind of horrible when a fighter has the end of a career like Tony Ferguson or Chuck Liddell, where he takes too much damage. Is it something that concerns you to see a fighter that takes as much damage as early?
As Patty did tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah. He got dropped a bunch of times. And obviously took some big shots from a guy who knocks everybody.
All right, still talking about Paddy Pimblett, not a damn question about Justin Gaethje. Now, I'd be curious what they have to ask about Sean O'Malley. I mean, I do have an action figure of Sean O'Malley, if you'd like to admire that, but, I could really care less. I mean, the guy's got weak knees, and yet still overcame. I thought he was going to fall apart. I thought Song Yadong was going to be a bit too solid for him. I mean, we saw the physical nature of Song Yadong. I mean, dude looks like an absolute monster, shredded from head to toe. And Sean O'Malley did overcome. Hopefully nothing's broken. He can get back in there, make quick turnaround against maybe Umar. I mean, I'm just saying, like, Peter Yan, Merab, Umar, O'Malley. Are they really going to let O'Malley sit out and wait? He is their prized pony. I could see it happening.
Gaethje, and I think if Gaethje prepares properly and gets ready for this fight, it should be a fun one.
Dan, just to follow up on the canceled fight from today,
Yep.
what happens now? Is there an investigation?
Yeah, I mean, the FBI's already, deep into all this stuff anyway, so I'm sure this one will will be next.
Right. So, like, are those guys out of action until something concludes, or is it just one side of the fight?
That I don't know.
Okay. And you guys are still on pay-per-view in some markets. I saw people like, from Canada, the UK, being like, signing up for Paramount. What is this? I guess what's your message to the fans in places where you still have longer deals and they're still being charged, the $80 or whatever the case may be?
Fuck. Poor Cameron Smotherman will be memed forever, for the eternity of MMA Twitter. Will be memed eternally. Gaethje after fighting Topuria. Both those guys get absolutely fucking mopped up by Topuria, Arman, probably Max, and probably Charles. Let's be honest.
On whatever subscription they had, or just part of doing business.
And also, like, I'm sure this is something that gets figured out over time, but it seems like there's a delay from the live action to the stream, which is natural, of course, with streaming. But people wonder how that impacts live betting. And
I'm tired of this fucking shit. If you've ever been around television networks, you know there's a fucking delay. They do this so you don't hear cuss words, so they can bleep them out, so they can cover them, so they can do stuff like that. Live television is not exactly live. It takes time to fucking go bounce up to the satellite and bounce back down. Are we pretending like ESPN had perfect reception in every possible way and they were getting to you live coverage the second that it was occurring? People in the media are fucking stupid. I'm not very smart, but I know that when I'm watching football, that at that exact moment, that exact play is happening across the world. How do you think it gets to your fucking television? Instantly. Instantly. Even when you're on the phone, there is a delay between the two people. It is not instantaneous, okay? It takes milliseconds to travel. It takes seconds for data to travel across the world. Stop asking these retarded questions. Stop. I guess that's the only thing that Dana White wants to talk about. So never mind. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe I'm the dummy here. I don't want to hear it anymore. The delay was 38 seconds, and the delay on ESPN was 36. So Dana, what's your reaction to this? This is big news. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's nothing new.
Depending on what the event is. But on TV tonight, new graphics package, and the show felt different. You already heard people talking about the commercials and stuff like that. But yeah, same shit.
Dana,
No, yeah.
Dominic Cruz is going into the Hall of Fame. I just wanted to know, your thoughts of him as a champion, and now he's an employee of the UFC as a broadcaster. Just overall thoughts on Dom.
Yeah, obviously a great. That's why he's part of the broadcast. He's, accomplished a lot of great things. I love having guys on the commentary team that can talk about the pressure of big fights, what it's like to be in title fights. Guys that know it. And Dom is definitely one of those guys.
Dominic's so good. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer for a reason. That's why we put him on the broadcast. This is the promoter of the UFC. This is the guy. This is the face. This is everything the UFC sees, or the people that are fans of the UFC see. This is the public-facing guy. This is who we go to. This is who the casual fans go to. This is where the mass media goes to. They go to this guy. What do you think about Dominic Cruz getting into the Hall of Fame, Dana? Well, as you could see, that's why we have him on the broadcast. Justin Gaethje just won a world title. Do you want that guy running on the broadcast talking about fights for 4 hours? Is that the guy? All respect to him. But I don't want to listen to that guy talk for 4 fucking hours on a broadcast. Dominic Cruz is known for having a pretty high fight IQ, for having good footwork, for being a smart fighter, for being a technical fighter. He studies the game. Whether you like his commentary or not, he's pretty fucking smart. He's a great trash talker. You have to be quick thinking to be able to do that. You have to be slightly more intelligent than the average person to be able to talk trash like that, okay? But no, there's absolutely no further reasoning for why Dominic Cruz is now in the Hall of Fame, other than he's really good, and that's why we have him on broadcast. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Not his resolve, not his this, not his that. Come on. What are we doing here? What are we doing? What are we talking about? Who is this guy? What has this guy become? He's falling apart at the seams. It's the Paramount era. Step up, do something new, Dana. What's going on? Bill, this is it. This is it. This is all you need to know. Valid. 4 hours of Gaethje would be worse than a fucking prison sentence. I love Justin Gaethje as a fighter. Love him as a fighter. But I lose brain cells when I listen to that man speak. Not quite Tito Ortiz level, but it's getting close. Cross. Welcome in, friend. Welcome in, brother. What's up? Not a ton. Not a ton. A little pissed off, but, it's all right. We had a fun fight, main event. Kind of saved the day, saved the main card a bit. Gene Silva, Arnold Allen put on a good show as well. Gaethje got it fucking done. Yes, he did. Some way, somehow. Derek Lewis quit again like he did against Tuivasa. Yes, sir. I saw somebody else comment. We had a guy say, you know what? Does Derek Lewis need to retire? And it's a fair question, Cross. But that's just the way that fucking dude decides to lose fights. Now he wins, and it's the highest of highs, the best interviews, talking to the fucking president. That's right, you heard me. Derek Lewis, direct line to the president of the United States. Massive step. When this guy loses, when there's a little bit of adversity, he just falls over like a toddler. He looks like me in there. He looks like me. You think I could take one punch from Waldo Cortez Acosta? This guy used to throw fucking 100-mile-an-hour heaters in the MLB. Now he's throwing punches in the octagon? Come on. But that punch he landed against Derek Lewis that put him down was like a flick of the wrist. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Derek was tired. Derek was done. He laid over and died. The line for Gaethje Topuria is minus 500 Ilya. Not wide enough, Cross. Not wide enough. Not as big of a favorite as I would like to see. You watched that sloppiness. Was it fun? Did we enjoy ourselves? If you're a fan, you did. You know what you were watching. But if you're a realist, if you're a pessimist like myself, if you're a skeptic, if you question things, once that fight was over, I laughed myself to death. Took me 10 fucking minutes to get shit set up here because I was too busy laughing my ass off as to how goofy that shit was. A world title fight that fucking sloppy. That sloppy, Cross. Can you believe it? I sure can. And I also think that Armand wipes the floor with those guys. I think Charles wipes the floor with those guys. I think Max wipes the fucking floor with Paddy fucking Pimblett. He's fighting old geezers. What, 7, 8 fucking fights into the UFC? What are we doing? I get that he's a star. I understand it. But Gaethje? This guy's going toe-to-toe with one of the most technical fighters on the roster, Rafael Fiziev. And this guy looks like an absolute tard in there. Tard level shit. Still a fun fight. Armand Ilya are the two best lightweights right now. All right, Sean O'Malley has taken the stage. Cross, I agree. I think so. We saw Armand narrowly edge out Charles Oliveira. Would have liked to see that one go 5 rounds back at UFC 300, of course. And Max, we'll see. 2 months away. Month away, really. Month and a week.
He's never lost. Now coming off 2 losses, I was like, man, it really feels good to win. So I don't usually get like that, too. I usually, after a win, I just kind of, like I said, I just feel like it's always going to win. So after coming off those losses, I definitely felt good.
Yeah. Not an easy fight, obviously. And, you dominated the third round. First 2 rounds were a little tougher. What do you think was the key to having such success in that third round versus what played out in the opening 2 rounds?
Yeah, I feel like the first 2 rounds, like he took me down at the end of both of them, but he didn't really do anything. I don't know. I feel like I didn't even know I got hit. Tim said there was a video, he hit me with like a left hook, but I just feel like I didn't even take any damage other than inflicting, damage on myself from kicking him and stuff. But yeah, I feel like I won every round as far as damage goes, but I'd have to go back and watch it.
Yeah. The way the judges had it, they had you winning round 1 and round 3 obviously was clear. I know after the fight was over, I saw
All right, John Morgan, obviously it was not clear. Round 1 was pretty fucking close. Round 3 was the clearest by far round of all 3. Second, I think, would go to Song Yadong pretty unanimously. But shut the fuck up, dog. It was not that clear. Just because you're in front of your superstar there doesn't mean we have to get star-studded. You are the media. You got to have some level of detachment. I mean, I love these guys. Watch them every single fucking week. But come on, let's back it up. Put the fries in the bag. Let's get the job done. Let's stay composed. Let's not mix our words up too much. Again, I'm not the smartest. I'm not the sharpest tool in the fucking barn. Okay, I'm not the fucking brightest bulb in the submarine. But you get my meaning here. You're getting the point. I can still enunciate my words properly. I can still ask questions that are appropriate, that aren't just fucking slop retard bullshit out there, okay?
Solid group of actual Sugar fans, and it means a lot.
That's awesome. You mentioned hurting yourself. You came in with a boot on. Any early assessment on what's wrong? Is it just for precautionary? Do you know there's a broke?
Every time I fight, I hurt my feet. It's always my foot's just swollen. It'll cool out a little bit. A couple shots of tequila, a little something.
All right, so Sean O'Malley walked in with
Last
a
thing
boot.
for me, we asked
So
Dana
breaking
if the
news
Jan
here.
fight was a
Sean
possibility. He
O'Malley,
said, look, it's
once
too early,
again,
but if that
injures-
does happen, he looked so great last time. I think a lot of people thought it was his best.
Fucking Christ. If we can get this shit figured out, maybe we'll go somewhere with this channel. But if, you know what, it's not the goal. Not the goal. All right. Again, technical difficulties aside, let's get over this. Let's persevere. Let's get through this. Sean O'Malley, a little bit of breaking news. Again, if you didn't hear, walked in with a boot to the press conference, is injured an ankle, a foot, shin. Don't know what's going on. Something's hurt. Something's been injured. Need to get it checked out. This guy's fragile. This guy's fragile. Fun fight style, but he is fragile as hell. I guess they'll have him wait and sit out till after the Merab Peter Yan rematch. Of course he's injured.
I'm chilling. If they make that fight, I'm chilling.
What did you make of Umar's performance earlier in the
I didn't. I never really watch fights in the back, so I didn't watch it. What'd you make of it?
He seemed very frustrated. He felt like he was chasing after Davidson. It was not the fight that he expected, so he was quite visibly frustrated after it. No, last one for me. You said you were very excited for the main event. What are your thoughts on what we saw with Patty and Justin in there?
I kind of was watching. I was able to watch most of it, but I mean, at the end of the first round, I was like, "Holy cow! These guys are gassed out." Like Patty was like huffing and puffing. He was still able to go out there and push it for 4 more rounds. Super impressive. Got to show his heart. They both hurt each other. I'm excited to go back and actually sit down and watch it.
So just off the top of your head, well, it seems like Justin's now going to fight Ilya. What do you make of that fight?
Yeah, that's I mean, just Ilya hits hard, but Justin, you can't count him out. I was saying all week, I'm like, man, I think it's Patty's time. I thought Patty was gonna get the job done. Can't count Justin out.
Sean, how many fights have you come in to legit?
Literally nothing positive to say other than, like, don't count Justin out. 38-year-old Justin Gaethje. Don't count him out now. He's still got 1 more left in the tank, man. He's got 3 wars left in him. 5 wars ago.
First one, so it was this fight. I came in, I was like, I didn't have any physical therapy all week. Usually, I come and like have Heather work on me. Something's hurt. I felt good, and it felt good. It felt good. Felt good to feel good.
And it feels like that, like your retirement thing, kind of got blew out of proportion. Is that kind of like where it stems from? Like, you've been hurt in a lot of your fights, and you haven't been able to perform like you want to. So it's basically like, as long as your body is ready to go, you'll fight. But it's like once your body is done, you're done.
Yeah, injuries are the hardest thing about probably just sports in general, but especially with fighting. It's like you got to feel good to get through these camps, and it's just fight. It's a lot. Camps are a lot. Fighting's a lot. Training for fights is a lot. So as long as my body will hold up, I want to keep fighting, and it held up this camp and felt good.
How special is it to bring your daughter into the cage?
So yeah, injuries. I mean, these guys go into these fights injured all the time. Again, this is why, yes, I shit on them. Yes, I criticize them. Yes, I say things. But at the end of the day, I do respect all of them that get in the cage, get in the ring, whatever. Almost always fighting hurt, damaged in some way. I mean, you're taking a beating in these sparring sessions. You're taking a beating in training. You're tweaking things, straining things, pulling things. It's not fun. It's not easy. So to show up to make it to a fight without being seriously injured is kind of a big deal. It is. Again, shout out MMA Junkie for getting this stream up for us. Hopefully we can stay at peace with them. We can not get flagged for this. Hopefully we won't. But you never know. You never know.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then one outside your fight, your teammate, good friend Tommy McMillan's making his debut later this year. What can the people expect out of him once he makes the walk?
I mean, you guys saw when he fought on the Contender Series. That's what you can expect from him. That's his style. He's improving, and I'm excited for his debut.
Sean over here. To elaborate on that, what type of advice did you give Tommy after his last fight? You've been in that war with Peter Yan. What did you tell him after he went through all that?
I mean, I didn't really tell him anything. It was just back to the gym. Let's get healthy. You know, he was dealing with some stuff. So, hey, let's get back in the gym, get healthy, and keep improving. I mean, you're just starting. Like, you get in the UFC, people are like, you made it. It's like, no, you just start. Like, once you get in the UFC, like, it starts for real.
And what did it mean to win again with Coach Tim Welch? You guys started from the beginning, made it up to the top, had a couple losses.
Okay, we know what he's going to say here. He's been training with Tim Welch. He's been winning with Tim Welch. It is what it is. But I liked what he said about his friend, Tommy McMillan. Of course, Tommy Gunn picked up a big win in the Contender Series. Fought through the fire. Had some serious adversity. Overcame it. Got a hell of a chin. He's going to be coming into the UFC. Listen. The regional scene of MMA, amateur MMA. A lot of these fighters do not start fighting, do not even start training until they are in their teens, if not adults. Okay, this is not the same level of sport as a football, a baseball, a basketball, in which you are essentially born and bred in certain situations to play those sports. You are raised that way from an early age. You get in training camps. You are picked out. You are either an athlete or you are not. This is not that sport. This is not there yet, and I don't know if it ever will be. So we keep pretending like these guys are so grossly underpaid. Many of these guys do this as a hobby. WWE is the pinnacle, okay? If you didn't know, there's a lot of regional wrestling out there. These guys are trying to make a career out of it, but they're not delusional enough to have their career as a wrestler on a low-level scene, not making any money. Oh, that's my career. No, it's not. I'm doing it for fun. I'm trying to make something of this. If I make it, I make it. If I don't, I don't. The UFC is not something that is so far-fetched in which you, somebody fucking watching this as a teenager, somebody as a young person in their 20s, you could make it to the UFC. If you locked the fuck in and started training all disciplines, you could make it. You do not have to be some exceptional athlete. You do not have to be somebody crazy. I mean, you got to be crazy to get in the cage, but if you know what I'm saying. You don't have to be some crazy athlete. You don't have to be some crazy, mad, hysterical person who just loves getting punched in the face. Now, that's part of it, and some of these guys are, but you get my point. It is an attainable goal. It's possible. You might have power in your hands. You might be blessed with that. You might be morbidly obese. But you could have power in your hands and you could make it to the fucking UFC. It's possible. And that's what keeps this sport so grounded. That's why many of us watch this sport. I don't want to see Topuria versus Gaethje. It's sanctioned murder at this point. Give Arman the shot. Now, I want Topuria to stay active. So if Topuria is going to stay active, to hell with Gaethje. Let him get run the fuck over and then run Arman the same night. Thank you, Showbiz, for popping in here. I appreciate you. Hope you enjoyed the fights. I know the main event was sloppy. I know it was a bit of a mess. I know it was tough for us to see where they're going and how this guy's actually the second best lightweight. He's not. Gaethje is not. Clearly not. Neither is Patty. It's Arman. Okay. It is. Max and Charles both arguably ahead of Patty and Justin. I think they are. Max, of course, with the big win over Gaethje. Not that long ago. Not that long ago. All right, still nothing at the press conference. We'll pop back over in a minute, see if anything happens. But yeah, man. That's it. Who is there? None other than Salsa Boy.
Felicidades por tu performance de esta noche.
Oh, Spanish. I don't understand it. It was sloppy, but I loved it for what it was. Now, that is a fair assessment. I do agree with you. I did have my fair share of enjoyment, and I did have some pretty darn good fun watching the fight. But in terms of technical high IQ, high-level MMA, that was not it. That was not. For the interim lightweight strap, bit rough. A bit rough, but it was fun. Did enjoy it. Was a good time. All right, let's get back to your regularly sanctioned, allowed Spanish. I do not understand it, but we will listen.
Waiting for me to throw my right to counterattack, and at that point, I said, well, I'm going to be patient, just throw the jab, kick him a little bit, and just keep him off, babe.
¿Qué sigue para Waldo Cortés Acosta ahora?
And what's next for Waldo?
Bueno, estoy aquí siempre disponible para los que quieran la UFC. Ya pedí a Curtis Blade, a ver si se quiere animar a pelear en México. Quisiera pelear en México si Dios lo permite y sería un honor para mí y representar a Latinoamérica en México.
Want to fight again. The UFC knows they can call on me. I called on Curtis Blades. I'd love to fight in Mexico. I think it'll be an honor to actually go fight and have a fight in Mexico for me.
Justamente eso, tu mensaje para toda la gente de Latinoamérica que ahora está más prendida de todas tus peleas, de tus victorias, más que nunca.
And a message for all Latin America, for all your fans out there.
Gracias a todos por su apoyo siempre. Estoy muy...
Good grief. I mean, we understand. We understand, Waldo. We understand media. We do show our appreciation from the Dominican Republic. Okay. Sure, it's a lovely country. Where are the questions? Let's get some good questions. Historically accurate, biblically accurate, Sean O'Malley. Right here. He's broken his ankle again. Something's wrong. He's in a boot, in a cast. Hanging on by a thread. Yeah. Absolutely showbiz. It was a bar fight. Main event was absolutely a bar fight. Nothing more, nothing less, really. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. With that level of production, those camera angles, I mean, couldn't get any better. You can't see that well in a bar fight. It's over too quick. That one lasted 5 whole rounds. Somehow lasted 5 rounds. Can't even barely believe it. But it did.
Different feel because it was Derek Lewis, somebody who's been following for such a long time. I admire everything he's done through in this company, being for so many years in the UFC. But I'll tell you what, my training partners, I have a lot of people in the gym that got that firepower and got the volume as well. And, you know, I never fear them.
You got him on his back in the opening round, and you decided to let him back to his feet, which would seem to be like the worst decision ever against Derek Lewis. Why did you decide to let him get back up in round 1?
Y luego que lo tumbaste ahí.
Waldo Cortez Acosta has 0 to no ground game. Derek Lewis has 0 to no ground game. Why would you let Derek Lewis back up into the striking realm, which is your preferred method of fighting? You're faster, stronger, younger than Derek Lewis and arguably hit just as hard. Why would you stand him back up? He's only 40 years old. Why would you do that? That seems like a bad decision. Was it a bad decision or did he win the fight? Who is this? Why are we doing this? Why are we asking these questions? Why do I even turn this on? Why do I even try to pretend like this is going to be any kind of serious interview, post-fight press conference, whatever the fuck this is? I don't even know what to call it. It's not. There is nothing proper to call this other than an absolute disaster. An absolute disaster of a press conference. Somebody please ask some interesting questions.
Un poco de problema.
Sí, eso fue el plan que llevamos a cabo. Tenemos como 3 planes ya con Derek Lewis. Ese era mi segundo plan, que llevaba a cabo terminar en las piernas para así que no pudiera tener su poder en la mano derecha y así poder asimilar y visualizar mejor su golpe.
Yeah, that was the plan. I actually have like 3 plans, and actually this was the second. Just basically kind of wear down the legs and just chop down for him to. That takes away, a powerful strike from the right. So at that point, there's like you could see that you could weaken his strike by actually chopping at the legs.
Were you surprised how little resistance he offered when you went to go finish the fight, or did you kind of know at that point like he's done?
¿Y te quedaste sorprendido con el poco de resistencia que dio simplemente cuando se tomó el piso ahí y se terminó la pelea o era algo que esperaba? Bueno, ahora se fue y ya está.
Muchos vieron en el golpe que le pegué a lo último. No se ve en la cámara como que fue fuerte, pero sí se conectó bueno. Cuando yo lo miré ya que cayó al suelo, yo miré como que los ojos ya no estaban como centralizados y de ellos aquí es y salió.
The strike was powerful. I think I knew that it was strong enough. You might have not seen it on TV, but it really got him. And actually, when he got down, I saw the eyes, and the eyes kind of rolled up, and he wasn't focused anymore. And by that time, I was like, oh,
the shot barely landed. It probably had a little bit more pop than I'm giving it credit, but it was like a flick on the chin. The follow-up shots were pretty hellacious from Waldo. Very good follow-up shots. Put Derek Lewis away. I mean, he looked out of it. Looked like he gave up, but Waldo definitely hurt him with the ground and pound follow-up shots. The initial strike that dropped him made him slip, made him go off balance. Didn't do much. It was the ground and pound follow-up shots. So, I don't know. Is he wrong? Is he right? I don't know. I wasn't in there, but come on. We can see what we see. Like, Derek Lewis has taken some shots. That was not the biggest shot that we've seen him take.
I do believe I've had harder challenges, especially in my last 3 fights. And I don't think it's going to be that much. And listen, I want Curtis Blades because he's been saying some things on social media. And people who talk crap, I don't like him, so I don't want to rip his head off.
Curtis Blades is next for Waldo. Now, Pookie Bear might be going up against the Razor Blade himself. I mean, Curtis, perennial top 5 contender in the heavyweight division. Your Pookie Bear Waldo, I'm not so sure he's ready to wrestle with a big guy like Curtis Blades. I mean, Curtis Razor Blades is a freak athlete. Now, is this guy a dangerous striker? You know what? He's been improving. Can he stand with Waldo? Waldo's got a bit of a slower pace. You can see a lot of the shots coming from a mile away. Of course, that former baseball windup gives away a few things with those overhands. But Waldo, you know what? Pookie Bear has impressed me over the course of time. Used to be a hater. Now I've come to enjoy him. He stays active and he gets finishes. And so I do actually find myself becoming a bit of a Waldo Pookie Bear enjoyer. So Curtis Blades, is that the right matchup? That would be a good step up the ladder. But can he deal with the wrestling? Can he stay safe? Can he avoid it? Can he sprawl? He is salsa boy. He is a chunky boy. I'd be a bit worried, but Pookie Bear, I think he could connect the shot. I think he could get there. I think Curtis Blades does not always do the best job of getting in on those takedowns early enough. Waldo could tee off on him. Curtis Blades is a pretty good athlete, though. He's a bit of a chunkster himself. Not quite as obese as some of these other heavyweights, but it's going to be a good test. I say run it. Waldo, in my opinion, deserves to be higher. Maybe a rematch with Pavlovich or Jelton, but Jelton's fighting Kunaev, so mustard tin can, you know your stuff. I think the Curtis Blades matchup is the way to go. I think that's the one. He's calling him out. Doesn't look like Curtis has anything going on right now. I've seen him very active on social media. He's been doing some streaming. So, I say run it. Out with the old guard, in with the new. Why not? Might as well run it. Let's do it. Pavlovich? What's next for Pavlovich? Is he on? I don't know. Maybe they're going to run Pavlovich, Gaziev. Maybe they want Gaziev to be the next big thing. Who knows? Derek Lewis, Pavlovich rematch. Who knows? I agree. I also like Curtis Blades. You like Curtis Blades or you like the fight? I mean, I appreciate Curtis Blades. Do I like him? I mean, he's all right. He's okay. He's obese, not morbidly obese, which is a positive. That's a step in the right direction for an MMA fighter. But I think the Curtis Blades fight, it just makes sense. Waldo likes the quick turnaround, and Curtis Blades hasn't fought. Why do I feel like it's been longer than it has? I can't even remember his last fight. It's Curtis Blades, whatever. He'll be ready to go. He's always ready to step in on short notice. Curtis Blades. Curtis Razor Blades. He does the thing. He shows up. He's on time. He makes weight. I mean, how can you miss weight at heavyweight? Come on, Derek. Come on, guys. Come on, fellas.
Siendo firmar con la UFC, que quisiera que le rompiera la cabeza por mí.
Listen, I've seen it. I've seen him where I did here, but I've crossed paths with him in the PI. And I've gone up there and with some of the coaches, and I said, listen, if you want to find me, so I'll tell you what, just, watch what I did, watch what I've been doing, get there, train, and that's we'll cross paths. But I have, ¿y cómo se llama él?
Tyrell Fortune.
Tyrell Fortune is one of my training partners. I said I wanted to give him an opportunity in the UFC. I was like, you know what, Tyrell, you come in and you beat the crap out of this guy for me.
Hey, what up?
Yuck. Tyrell Fortune. I'm sure he's a good training partner. Probably a solid dude, but I don't need to see him in the UFC. We don't need to see that. We've seen enough of him. We've seen enough of Tyrell Fortune. Blade's last fight was against Kunaev, which Heike thought was a robbery. Yes, I do remember it now. Again, Kunaev getting the benefit of all benefits. Bit of Dagestani privilege. Now, I'm not even sure he is from Dagestan. He's got that look. He's got the beard. Not all Russians are from Dagestan, in fact, unless in case anybody was wondering. It was a bit of a robbery, wasn't it? I completely forgot. Look at Mustard Tin Can making a casual of me. Not a hardcore whatsoever. I couldn't even remember that. But I believe it was probably forgettable because not a lot happened in the fight that I can remember. And also the result was a little bit frustrating. Pissed me off to no end. And so there we sit, forgetting the entire fight even happened.
Es demasiado niño, se paró la fábrica se paró ya.
Production has been halted. We stopped. No more. That's it. It's a lot of kids. We're done. We're done with the production.
Well,
Factory's closed, he said.
Although just one quick one. The Mexico card's getting built like very quickly. It already has a main event. Would you rather fight in Mexico on the undercard or headline a card against Curtis Blades?
O sea, no sé si sabes porque la categoría de México se está llenando. Están poniendo peleadores ahí, muchos latinos. O sea, ya tienen obviamente un estelar. ¿Qué te interesa más? ¿Pelear ahí en México en cualquier...
Fighting out of Dagestan, Russia, Rizvan the cheater, Kunaev. Yeah, that's right. Dagestan, Russia. Wushu Sanda fighter, 6'4", grossly overweight. This guy was once upon a time in great shape. Has now fallen off the wagon, of course, not taking PEDs any longer. Allegedly. Yeah, that's Rizvan Kunaev, of course. Defeated Curtis Blades via robbery, in many's opinion. But for me, it was a heavyweight fight. It was close. I thought Curtis won. But whatever. Young guy coming in. Curtis, he'll be back. Curtis will be in the top 5 till he's 74. It's just how heavyweight goes. It's just what it is.
This weekend for this fight, you might have faced a lot of people just because of the fact that Derek Lewis is so loved. But you think that after this fight, people have grown and there are more Waldo fans after this one?
Sí, por cierto que sí. Otra vez he peleado en otro estado y la gente me ha querido mucho, pero sabemos que Derek Lewis es una figura, ¿me entiendes? Lo que viene haciendo en el deporte. Lo apoyo como cualquier otra gente. Si fuera a pelear también lo fuera igual. Pero es lo que es, ¿me entiendes? Debo aceptar mi nivel ahora mismo y el nivel de él es otra cosa. dejo que la gente lo aplaude y todo, pero me llena también de orgullo subir arriba y romperle la cabeza y hacerle callar la boca lo que ¿me entiendes? Hacerle que...
Listen, I fought in other places, and you see that there's a crowd out there. They like me, and again, people love Derek Lewis. I love him too. Like I like to watch him fight. Whenever if I wasn't fighting him, I've always been a sport of him. But you know, I like it. I like it. I like when people are kind of against me and just let people talk, and I like to shut them up and let's let that happen.
That'll do it for Waldo Cortez Acosta. Nothing going on anymore for Salsa Boy. LOL, honestly, same with Volkov. I feel like people in the higher weight classes just age so much slower. Of course, yes, heavyweights do, in fact, survive Father Time for much longer than other fighters. Of course, Derek Lewis still at the top of his game. Top 10, top 15. I mean, that's still solid for Derek Lewis, no doubt, and he could probably still do it for another 5 years. Did he give up tonight? Do some people think that he might need to retire? Yes, absolutely. But come on, that's the way that Derek Lewis goes out. Typical Derek Lewis losing fashion, right? Andre Arlovsky's still hanging around, doing his thing all over the place, all over all these promotions. Yeah, you retain power. Power is the last thing to go. It's not the same wear and tear. It's not the same pace of the fight. You're not taking as many punches. You're not going through as many training sessions. You don't have to work out as much, wear down the body physically. It's just not the same. When you're a fighter, fighting at the highest level in the lower weight classes, you're cooked by 35. Like, that's not even an uncommon thing. It's not crazy. I also feel bad for Nami Yunus. That sucks seeing that decision. I get where you're coming from. I do. But I also don't give a flying fuck about Rose Namajunas any longer. This ain't 2016. It's Natalia Silva. Okay? It's time. This is it. This is the title contender. Get somebody younger. Get somebody new that might be able to go toe-to-toe with Valentina Shevchenko. I don't fucking care. I don't care. I get it. But I don't fucking care. I understand, but I don't fucking care, dog. Natalia Silva. She's got the looks. She got the kicks. Did she win the fight? I don't think so. But it doesn't fucking matter. Robbery victory in favor of my preferred fighter. I literally don't give a fuck about women's MMA anymore. It's over. It's done. It's cooked. But I enjoy seeing Natalia Silva dress up and look pretty and look good at the press conferences. Let me enjoy it. Let me enjoy it. Yeah, she probably outpoints Natalia Silva. She probably just outpoints her. We know. You don't have to say anything. Get Dakota Ditcheva in the UFC right fucking now. Right now. She runs them all over easily. Easily runs them all over. There's no question in my mind that Dakota Ditcheva, with the mean streak, she fights like an absolute demon, that she would run over everybody in the flyweight division in one night. It's not competitive. It's boring. Ruins the fucking card. You thought Umar Figueiredo was boring. No, wait. Hold your horses. Here's rounds 1 and 2 of Rose versus Natalia Silva. Mustard, my friend, please, for the love of God, hear me out. But Natalia Silva coming out in the third round and actually trying to win the fight and actually trying to do some fucking damage, she deserves to win the fight, okay? This isn't point fighting. It's mixed martial arts. It's combat sports. Damage over everything. That's what the rule book says. When she came out like that and actually tried to win, actually tried to fight, to actually try to be aggressive and not just have this pity-pat sparring session, Just for that alone, Rose Namajunas could have 10-7'd her in rounds 1 and 2, and I wouldn't have cared. Just give it to the person who's actually trying to win the fucking fight. I would have called it a tie, but that's high key because nobody should have won the first round. I think Rose probably edged out the first round. Slightly. Maybe. But Natalia Silva, the beautiful kicks, the beautiful technique, maybe they just looked more impressive. Maybe they were too busy staring at her rear end. I don't know. Admittedly, I was. Can you fault me? Can you blame me? I mean, what else is there to even discuss? Who else is coming up? Who's next? Again, shout out MMA Junkie. Yes, they're still alive. Yes, they're still around. Yes, they're still doing their thing. 432,000 subscribers. And we're using their live stream. We're going to use it. Hopefully we don't get in trouble. But you never fucking know, do you? Is this the White House main event? Shout out Pat Barry. But I can see it sucks. Grooming is probably not the best base for MMA. No, I don't think so. Pat Barry, love at first sight with a teenager. Yikes. Yeah, not the best. Not the best base. She had her time. She had her moments. It's over. It's done. It's in the past. Let's move along. But yeah, what do you guys think? Is this the White House main event? We've been wondering. Is it going to be Conor? Is it going to be John Jones? Is it even going to happen? Justin Gaethje, All-American fighter. One of the UFC's favorites. One of Dana White's favorites. One of President Trump's favorites. I mean, good for Gaethje, but whoever the fuck he fights next is going to murder him. I guess this isn't going to load. I guess nothing is going to load. Yeah, good for him. Whatever. I know he was talking about and complaining about how he's not getting enough money, but do you look at your paychecks? Are you in the room when you're discussing these deals? Is Ali doing everything for you? Is he promising you things and not seeing results? Max Charles Ilya Armand circling, bro, like he's a shark. Like sharks. Pardon me. He's cooked. He's beyond cooked. He's finished. Like it's over before it's even started. Okay. Respect to him. Glad to see him become an interim champion once again, but that's about it. That's about it. Your first special needs world champion. He's done it again, two-time, the world's first two-time special needs world lightweight champion. Shout out to Justin Gaethje. All-time, all-action fighter, no doubt. He is not the most violent man in the most violent sport. He is not the most entertaining fighter anymore. His days are pretty much over when it comes to that stuff, but listen, he's never been in a boring fight. He's never been in a boring fight. And he may just have participated in the single sloppiest title fight of all time. It's not even crazy to say that. I feel like I can say that with some pretty solid confidence. prove that CTE is the best base for MMA. Justin Gaethje was born with CTE. His mother was actually fattened by a steamroller while he was in the womb, and therefore he's developed in such a way in which he's built perfectly for fighting. Yep. In fact, that is 1,000% true. All right. Sounds like somebody's mumbling and grumbling at the press conference. It may, in fact, be time. We'll wait another second, but yeah. We'll keep moving along. See who else comes out. Maybe it's Gaethje. Maybe it's Patty. Wait another minute. If the questions aren't up to standard, we'll continue moving down the card. Of course, Gene Silva, Arnold Allen, probably the second best. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you like Song Yadong versus Sean O'Malley a little bit better, but Gene Silva, Arnold Allen was tense. It was dangerous. Both guys throwing bombs back and forth. Where do you think Patty goes from here? I'd like to see him against Hooker or Gamrot personally. Yep, the Hooker beef has been stirring up lately. Gamrot would probably be a good test for him. The grappling of Gamrot, of course, the wrestling of Gamrot is what's more dangerous than anything. Doesn't do a lot of ground and pound anymore. Doesn't get a lot of submissions anymore. I don't know what happened to him since the regional scene, but he came into the UFC and just been laying some eggs. I think they could go further down in the rankings. I think they want Patty to get a win. I think they need their star to get back in the win column. Dan Hooker. Making a quick turnaround after his loss to Armand. He's going to make another quick turnaround against Patty in the summer. July, usually they go back to England. Good point. Good point, Mustard. I like it. But I think they could also go way further down in the rankings. I think they could go down to a, El Loco. He's down there. Grant Dawson. I'm not kidding. I could see it. They want him back in the win column. They want him back in good standing. Maybe Benoit Saint Denis if they don't want him to going down further, but I think Hooker's the way. I think this is the way as well. I predict it will probably be that way. The beef, right, has been brewing. They've been talking trash, going back and forth. But again, I think second, you go deep into the rankings. You go 14, 15, 16. Yeah. You go Rebecca. That kind of guy, right outside the rankings even. It's possible. All right. Once again, shout out MMA Junkie. They're providing the stream. Hopefully, again, we don't get flagged for this. If we do, whatever. Fuck it. We'll move along. We'll survive. But yeah, shout out to them. Justin Gaethje's taking the stand. He's here. See what he's got to say.
Hard to, I haven't stopped since I got out of that cage. They've been running me around. Thank God I have Knobs because she is the fastest caretaker the UFC has. So I call her a handler. She's handling me well.
I love it. Listen, all leading up to this, you never downplayed how tough you thought Patty would be, right? But surely you never thought it was going to be like that. I mean, did you envision a scenario where he goes toe-to-toe and has a Justin Gaethje fight with Justin Gaethje?
Yeah, I did. I mean, that was his only choice. And I knew he wasn't going to quit. He's not a quitter. I've never seen him quit, never seen him give up. And luckily I found some success early. You know, like I said, I was going to have to steal some momentum, and he was very confident, and I had to take that early. And, you know, the moment I stepped in there, he didn't take his eyes off me. That was me not too long ago. And I guess I was Eddie Alvarez here to teach him a lesson. Yeah. Same thing he did to me.
He did try a couple takedown attempts, a couple foot sweeps in the clinch, things like that. I mean, so he did attempt to get the fight to the ground, but did you expect him, or were you the whole time, were you expecting him to pivot his strategy and just like sell out for the takedown and try to get you down?
Yeah, I mean, but I deserve some credit for stopping that from happening. I mean, there's no doubt he wanted to get it there. But but half of wrestling is stopping people from taking you down. And that's what I was best at. And so luckily I was successful tonight from keeping him there. I thought I grappled well. I was in his guard, in his guard a little bit, past his guard, landed some huge shots. Pretty sure I sliced his face open with a couple elbows. Felt amazing. So yeah, like I said before, since Oliveira choked me out, I've been putting a lot of work in, and it sucks that it's part of the sport, but I have to do it.
I thought it was great that you gave him some credit to his tagline that Scousers don't get knocked out. But, I mean, as you're hurting him multiple times over there, like, do you start to get frustrated at all? Or, like, what do I got to do here?
Nope. No. I just got to stay in it. My coaches do a good job at keeping me focused and keeping me in the fight. But I've been here. I've done it too many times to try to.
Been here, done that, right. You think Ilya will vacate before fighting Gaethje? He's just too scared to fight Gaethje. He's just too dangerous of a matchup. I mean, how could any man even dare to step in the cage across from a man that has missing a couple chromosomes? Yeah, I think he gives it up. I think he retires. I think he's too scared. I think he runs away from Gaethje. I don't think he could fight Gaethje at any weight class, anywhere, any place. Topuria just couldn't handle it. Couldn't do anything. I don't think he could even touch Justin Gaethje. I think he runs away with it at 38, 39, 57 years old. Yeah, that's Justin Gaethje, 57-year-old interim title challenger for the main title. Yeah, Ilya Topuria will vacate the belt before fighting Justin. It's just too difficult. There's no way. No, I mean, seriously, Ilya could probably fight Justin and then Arman on the same night. Co-main main event, 2 lightweight titles up for grabs. Unify the straps and then put another one up for grabs. Whew. Hell of a night. That's what Ilya needs to do.
I don't know. It's hard to explain, but if you're with me the whole time, we're fucking up. I'll tell you that right now. I'm 9-2 as an underdog. But I've said it, I don't think people understand what I'm doing in there. I've said it from before I even got to the UFC. There is a method to the madness. It looks like absolute chaos, but it's less than seconds, less than inches. And my coach taught me how to be great in those areas.
I'm sure the adrenaline's still flowing a little bit, but do you have an update on physically, like how you feel? Like, are you going to need some time off? Is there possibly anything broken after?
I mean, I definitely need some time off. He fucking rocked my brain a couple times, and the only thing we have over the more dangerous sports, which is boxing and football, is we get to take time, and so I will do that. But the White House is in June, and I represent this country. I represented it tonight, and I hope to be obviously. Look at the position and opportunity they just gave me here. There's no way they're keeping me off that card unless I'm dead.
Last thing for me, Dana was here earlier, and he said, look, I think the unification fight is next. That Ilya won't fight anybody else. Like, do you have a message for Ilya if that's the next fight?
Can't wait. It's what I got here for. That's what we do. And, of course, that's what I believe the next fight is, unless he's not back.
Can't wait. If I was Gaethje, I'd be stalling. I'd be holding on to every second, every minute, every moment, every hour, every day, every week, every month you can hold on to that belt for. Oh, don't even. I feel bad for him. Look at him. He's so happy. Our boy finally getting a belt back. Just to have to fight Ilya Topuria after this? Yikes, brother. Yikes. How can you do this to the boy? Look at him. So happy and jolly and innocent up there. Oh. Whew. Feel bad for him, man.
Last one, given all the comments from both the media and the fans leading up to this on fight week, and Patty saying the stuff about how your face isn't going to look the same, and then you even coming up here saying, like, not bad for an old guy. Is this the most satisfying win you've had in your career, just based on everything leading up to it and then the outcome?
Yeah, I mean, I said it on the stage last night at weigh-ins. I was like, this is the biggest fight of my life, and because it's the next one. And now it's past, and the next one's going to be the biggest fight of my life. And that's just how this sport works. That's how I work. It's so difficult to do this because there is no making everybody happy. You're always going to piss people off. And, I read comments, and it's like, you motherfuckers. Like, I didn't even mean that. And then everyone takes everything out of context. And there's just no making everybody happy. So I'm just so happy to have the people around me that I do, and I know that I make them happy. And yeah, this is such a crazy ride, such a crazy sport, most exciting sport in the world, and I love it.
Justin, how close did you think you were to finishing that in the first round?
I have no idea. Can't wait to watch. I really don't. I mean, he was hurt, and I was like, what is happening? I didn't even know. I don't know. I even asked coaches, like, what did I hurt him with? I don't know what I hurt him with in the first round. He was very hurt. And I didn't recognize it until he found the fence, and reached for the fence with both hands. I was like, what the fuck is going on? But that's how fast it is. Just on,
Justin Gaethje, this is the only sport that you should be watching, okay? This is the best sport, by far, not even close. There is no debate. The drama, the intrigue, everything surrounding it, it's amazing. It's fantastic. Look at this. Look at how happy this guy is just to get absolutely colded out, sparked out, slimed, murdered, destroyed, throttled, killed against the elite sport. Gonna be rough. Gonna be tough to watch. Good for him, man, but, dude, rough going here for Gaethje.
You just used the phrase "bet on yourself." I know you, I think, had a shirt, maybe something like that.
Yeah, it says "bet on you."
I guess what does that mean to you?
Means everything. I mean, I'm the only one that knows how hard I work. I'm the only one that can trust in the preparation. I'm the only one that understands how special my mind and body is. I know that it's going to do what it needs to do when the time comes. And I've trained it since I was a small child. I've sacrificed everything to be in this position right now. And if I'm going to bet on someone or something, it's going to be on myself, if that's an option. Especially if I'm playing DC on a golf course, I'm betting on me.
Justin's always betting on himself, but you know what? She took the fucking kids, Justin. I loved her, Justin. There's nothing more I have except for you in the cage. Jesus Christ, the elite poor is going to kill this mother. He's literally going to punch his head off, and it's going to roll right into somebody's lap, and it's going to be a terrible sight. Plus, I mean, what a legend. AW. Thanks for dropping us a little chat here. Dropping a visit. Anybody out there, don't forget, drop a like, drop a sub, do the thing, share, comment, whatever. Come on, let's get some activity going. Let's get this thing popping. Let's do it. But Garth Brooks, what a legend. It was a little bit low energy, but it was cool. It was unique. It was different. It was American. It was Justin Gaethje vibe, okay? I didn't hate it. It was just a little low energy. So it was what it was. Pretty darn cool. I believe you misspelled Garth Brooks there, but that's all right. That's all right. It's all right. All right, let's see what he's got to say. Continue on. We're almost done. Almost done here.
This far. And I really don't know how to explain it. I've been a fan of this sport since day one, when they were kicking each other in the balls and eye gouging each other. And it's just crazy. It's crazy to be here.
And
Awesome.
And you've been in there with some of the best and throughout your whole career. So when you look at Paddy, how does he compare to your past opponents? And from your experience, do you think this is a guy that we'll see competing for gold again one day?
Yeah, I mean, you have to learn these lessons. Again, his mindset going into that fight was not good. It's not how you can do. You cannot do that like this. False confidence is terrible. Terrible. It'll kill you every time. And that's what he had. Specifically saying this.
Oh, the wheel of death. Come on.
It was going to be the same exact fight as Chandler. It was crazy. And I was like, yes. Thank God he's thinking like this. I said it on the press conference. I love everything that's coming out of his mouth, because you cannot approach this sport like that. And he'll learn, and he's really good. He's got balls of steel. Can't get put to sleep, obviously. I don't know. I mean, I smoked him, and can't wait to watch it. But yeah, I mean, he's. I told him after, stay in it, stay on it. Yeah, I'm right.
Scousers don't get knocked out, mate. I mean, I can't do a good accent, but dude, it was pretty wild. I mean, taking bombs off of Gaethje. Gaethje not the hardest hitter. He's not some kind of one-hitter quitter, knockout threat, but dude, he was landing hard, landing clean on Paddy Pimblett. Paddy's still hanging his chin out there. essentially goading him on saying, yeah, give me another, bring it on.
And trust in my skills. I'm here for a reason. I hope it's my destiny, but I don't get to write that, so we'll see.
You tied Dustin Poirier and Edson Barboza for the most fight of the nights in UFC history tonight at 10.
That's through 15 fights, and they had 30, 32, 31. So.
Yeah.
No one's been as exciting and as consistent as me ever. Again, I've watched this sport since they were gouging each other in the eyes, kicking each other in the balls, had one boxing glove on, had shoes on, and no one has been as consistent as me and as exciting. And I'm proud of that, and luckily it's just who I am because I don't try. Coming out tonight, I'm like, that was a great fight. It was like the best fight ever. I'm like, what the fuck? Sweet. Can't wait to watch.
And it's 100K now, not 50. You got
Love
a million
that.
now.
I love that.
Yeah. And we asked Dana in here about, the stuff this week. He asked you what happened. Are you satisfied with your situation with the UFC going forward after the comments earlier this week?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy right now. I get to fight for the belt next fight. I get to get paid as a champion. And, hopefully I have a good manager and he'll renegotiate my contract. So, yeah, I'm very happy. It's better than losing tonight. I would not have that.
You had a lot of success with that front headlock cradle position in this fight.
I told him in the locker room, I was like, I'm going to be in this position as much as possible because it's perfect. Even if it's north-south when he's on his back, I love being in that position. They can't wrap their legs around me. There's no submission.
Hopefully he has a good manager. He says, hopefully Ali does his job. Hopefully I can trust Ali. Hopefully Ali isn't actually working for the UFC. Allegedly. Come on. We know what's going on. We know why there's trouble with Justin Gaethje, one of the UFC's favorite fighters. We know why this guy's probably underpaid. Number one, because MMA is just not that sport. And number two, the guy negotiating his contracts is likely under contract with the largest promotion in the sport.
If we put on the side the BMF title to be the only man champion as an American in the UFC.
Very proud. I mean, honestly, what an experience, this life. I'm so happy to be from this country. I come from 2 hours east. If people have seen the movie Tombstone, 40 miles north of Tombstone is where I grew up in the middle of the desert. And I can't imagine how happy and proud those people are tonight. But, growing up, you love to represent your mascot at your high school and then your college mascot. And now I get to represent the United States of America. And it is so big for me and so big for, I'm half Mexican, half German. I think it's such a melting pot. And there's so many good people in this country and good, good things. And I love being I love being from here. I love representing. I love the fans that get behind me. They're just so. It's just very hard. Like if there was if we're in France and there's a French guy, they're all behind him. I was getting booed tonight, and it's fucking crazy. I'm like, you son of bitches. Like, I'm from this country, so it's so hard to represent this country because everyone is from somewhere, and their heritage. But I'm from here. I was born in Tucson, and I love representing this country. It's huge.
And last one for me, you're talking about France. There is a huge bout next week between BSD and Dan Hooker. Can you give me your prediction on this fight for the French audience?
Ooh, I have no idea. I had Fares Ziem working with me this whole camp, and he'll be fighting these guys very soon. He's very skilled, very hungry, and he was with me for 6 weeks, the whole camp, 7 weeks, 7 weeks. Won't take my money, paid for everything himself. What an amazing dude. And yeah, he'll be there soon.
Thank you very much, guys.
Hey, Sean back here. Sorry, Justin back here. Congratulations.
I don't
Justin.
have purple hair.
Called him Sean O'Malley. Come on, fellas. It's Justin fucking Gaethje. This is one of the other prize ponies. Like they're not upset that Paddy Pimblett lost. Like, he'll be back. He's young. I mean, they probably wanted him to win, but Gaethje's also their guy. He's the human highlight. He's the most dangerous.
creep into your mind, like, is this going to be the night? Maybe I feel slower, maybe they feel faster, or how do you combat that at any time?
I mean, I tell myself the whole time they're going to be faster, better, stronger, so that I can work. And then I just put the preparation in, trust the process. But I will be done when I feel like my younger self would whoop my ass now. And we're not there. You know, the skills that I've gained working with my coaches over the years, the experience, those are huge factors. And I know I'm 37, but I don't.
Pause, bro. UFC 249 Gaethje versus Tony Ferguson. That Gaethje, that version of Gaethje, fucking mops the floor with this guy that came out there and fought tonight. Okay, let's all be honest. We all know this. I know you develop, you learn skills, you get better technically. You didn't show any of that. You didn't show any patience, any poise, any smarts. Showed some balls. It was a fun fight. Better fight than that one. But I'm pretty sure this guy gets cleaned up, tossed out, smashed up, thrown in the dumpster, gone in the landfill. I mean, that's UFC 249 Gaethje destroys 324 Gaethje. Almost 100 events later, almost 75 events later. 75? Is that? That is 75 events later. Good grief. 75 events later. Much slower, sloppier, not paying attention to the coaches, just gunning it. That Gaethje from 249, clean, crisp, smart. Did he get hit? Did he get clipped by Tony a couple times? Yeah, he did. It's Tony Ferguson, world boxing champion. Okay, let's go. Anyway, no. That Justin beats this Justin easily. He made mistakes tonight that he did not make 75 events exactly ago. 100% Mustard. Definitely a lot slower. Gaethje back then was better at punishing his opponent's mistakes. The calf kicks specifically the calf kicks. Specifically kicking the calf. Breaking down his opponent. Whipping those leg kicks into the shins, into the calf, whatever he could get a hold of down there. Punishing them. Not just their mistakes, but their legs. He threw a couple against Patty, but I can't even remember one vicious strike from a kick from Gaethje. I mean, he was just all boxing. All wild. It wasn't even boxing.
Corey Sandhagen was here. Carrington Banks was here. Archie Colgan was here. And Kamaru Usman was here. And those are four guys that I've put in so much work, blood, sweat, their tears. But it's been great. I mean, there's nothing like having the camaraderie of, you know, guys that truly trust in you and believe in you more than you do yourself. And it's actually so much worse when my teammates fight than when I fight, you know, when it comes to nerves and feelings. So they just all need to retire.
Congratulations, champ.
Thank you.
Again, shout out MMA Junkie. Letting us grift off of them a little bit here. Letting them steal the stream, snipe the stream, whatever you call it. However the kids say it these days. There's your look. There he is. Interim world champion Justin Gaethje just defeated Paddy Pimblett, UFC 324. Slobber knocker, slugfest, slopfest, you could argue. What a wild, wild fight it was. I don't know if anybody else is coming to the stage. I doubt it. Maybe. We'll hang around for a few more minutes. Get a couple more comments. Get a couple chats in here. Justin Gaethje. All right. Just looking out across the internet, seeing what we got, seeing if there's any interesting things to talk about. Something to discuss, something to debate. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not seeing a lot. Not seeing any crazy breaking news. The big note from the press conference, if nothing else, was that Sean O'Malley has again that he injured his ankle, his foot. Something went wrong, of course. Very fragile. Very fragile. But no, I'm not seeing anything. Not seeing anything crazy. But yeah, what a fight. What an event. Do we want to recap the whole thing over again? One last time. Why not? Let's run it. Let's do it. Justin Gaethje, Paddy Pimblett, UFC 324. Let's start from the bottom. Let's start from all the way at the bottom. Ty Miller picking up a last-second knockout in the first round over Adam Fugit. Adam Fuckit. That's right. Ty Miller, the youngster, the Dana White Contender Series alum, picked up a massive first-round finish over Adam Fugit. Was piecing him up for the entire 5 minutes, but that last second remained on the clock, and Ty Miller put him down with one last shot. And the referee steps in, stops the action, waves it off, and it's all said and done. Adam Fugit, see you later, buddy. Ty Miller's here to stay. Meanwhile, one of the best interviewers, I don't know, both, maybe neither, I don't know. You might like it, you might not. That is Josh Hockett, big stud, big star, heavyweight fighter, took out Denzel Freeman with ease. With 1 second left to go on the clock, that's 2 in a row with just 1 second. Buzzer beaters all throughout the entire card. That's right, round one finish again here. Josh Hockett gets the job done. Not morbidly obese, just regular obesity here for Josh Hockett, the former wrestler turned football player, now turned MMA fighters, got some good hands, got some good power, put it on Denzel Freeman. This was not going to be a sparring session like last time, Denzel. Josh Hockett came to fight, he came to win, time to put on a pace, and he did just that. He's moving up the ranks, calling out Waldo Cortez Acosta. I say, run it, but unfortunately for him, Waldo Cortez Acosta, he's a bit ahead of him in the rankings. Meanwhile, we talk about a little bit ahead. Alex Perez, this guy didn't have to cut weight. He started this one way ahead of a large, massive flyweight that is Charles Johnson, who's taking out every prospect left, right, and center. But when it comes to a veteran fighter like Alex Perez, Charles Johnson just had absolutely nothing for him. Alex Perez came out like a bat out of hell. This dude got a first-round finish himself. I mean, absolutely insane. This guy, he's got a wrestling background, but in this one, didn't need a bit of it. He threw hands, and he threw them quick, fast, and right to the dome of Charles Johnson. Put away the guy. Sorry, Charles Johnson. Sorry, buddy. You're going to have to go back into that bank account, get another fight, get back in there next month. I mean, this is what you have to do when you're trying to support and provide for your family. Respect to Charles Johnson. I'm proud and happy to say that he did get 25% of the purse of Alex Perez. Alex Perez is a very highly paid fighter for what he provides. If he can get to the cage, he's probably going to miss weight. Unfortunately, this was his last fight in his contract, and despite getting a first-round knockout, he might be going straight to the PFL. You know what? If you can't make weight, if you can't show up to fights, doesn't matter if you get finishes. Might be time to send you packing. I don't know, but Nikita Krylov, this guy ain't going anywhere soon. I thought he was. I thought Modi was going to do it. I thought Bukowskis was on the rise, but unfortunately, this guy might be completely stupid, might be a complete idiot because he only threw 2 punches the entire time. Jab right in, jab right in, jab hook, jab hook. I mean, listen, it got there a couple of times, but it did not land fully and flush enough to put down Nikita the Minor Krylov. I don't know. What was this name change, Nikita? Anyway, Nikita Krylov runs it back, goes back to 2019. He's getting another finish in a fight in 2026. Can you freaking believe it? Nikita Krylov, he might be back and better than ever. The title run starts now for the minor. Meanwhile, a guy who was somehow nearly a minor himself, Teba Gautier, only 23 years old. He picked up another win, but it was a bit lackluster. Andrei Puliev, not been too impressive. A bit of a can. He was meant to be crushed. However, Teba Gautier struggled in moments because this guy's chin is unlike anything I've ever seen. Puliev, absolutely insane chin. This guy lasted and survived somehow to the bell and unanimously decided that Teba Gautier put on a beating that he had not put on any other man, or at least I thought that another man could not survive this. Andrei Puliev did in fact survive, did in fact make it to the bell, did not get the win, but the prospect of all prospects, the dangerous Cameroonian by way of England, didn't have quite enough punch, didn't have that Ngannou power to put away Puliev in any of these rounds. It goes to decision, gained some valuable cage time, but other than that, not a lot to talk about. This guy's a little bit basic, a little bit fundamental in his striking. Maybe we need to get back in the gym. Maybe we need to get back sparring. Don't take too many fights. You do need to develop. You do need to grow in your skills and get things going. And meanwhile, very skillful fighter here is Umar Nurmagomedov. Now, this was a fight. It was all right. It had its moments. Very high level, very technical, very fun to watch. In moments. They had their moments. Figgy almost got himself a finish, nearly rocked Umar at one point. But listen, Umar Nurmagomedov, the third round rolled around. He decided to sit in half guard, ride it out, nut ride like they do. You know the types. Striking background, got good wrestling, fundamentals. Guess who's in his corner? Habib's in the corner, Islam's in the corner, everybody's in the corner. They're there to support the boy. And unfortunately, this guy got a huge win in a top 5 matchup in the bantamweight division, is not going to get a title shot because you put on a boring performance like that, you put on a little bit of a lackluster performance against an older fighter, you're probably not getting that title shot. Might have to fight Sung Yudong and Sean O'Malley on the same night if you want to try and get a title shot against Peter Yan. And meanwhile, Merab Dvalishvili might be getting that title shot. Sean O'Malley didn't get a finish either. Neither bantamweight contender on the big-time show on Paramount Plus, the era of the Paramount Plus. It began tonight, but neither bantamweight star on the card managed to get a finish, so might be going back to Merab. Might be Peter Yan and Merab in a rematch. But what I will say is the next fight, it certainly delivered the all-action fight of the night. We thought this one was going to be good, and it delivered. Gene Silva started slow, started methodical, started out careful. Let Arnold Allen work his way into the fight, which he needed to do. He's been off for 18 months. He did pretty damn well. We all feel bad for Arnold Allen. Of course, he picked up a loss in this one. Gene Silva got it done. The power, it just is unbearable. The pressure is unbearable. The craziness, the chaos is unbearable from Gene Silva. Picks up rounds 2 and 3, walks away with a victory here. The dude is absolutely insane, shedding tears in the cage during the fight, pissed off that Arnold Allen is not giving him the high five that he's deserved his entire life. Somehow this was very personal for Gene Silva. Arnold Allen, I mean, he was doing his thing. You know, that head kick right into the jab, right into the straight was looking clean, crisp, and great throughout the first round and a half. Then Gene Silva found his rhythm, stayed patient, hung in there, stayed composed. When he's composed, he's dangerous. When he's wild, you can take advantage of it. He got wild in the correct moments, right? He stayed patient, stayed composed until it was time to bring the chaos, hone the chaos, and unleash it. And that's exactly what he did. Picked up a win. Decision, another decision. Lots of decisions in a row here. Didn't like seeing that. We had a lot of finishes to start the card. It is the curse. The MMA gods cannot provide us with both good prelims and good main card. Prelims were fantastic. As they progressed, though, got a little bit slower, got a little bit less interesting. And that brings us to my wife, you know, the perfect MMA babe, Natalia Silva. Did she win this fight? Technically, yes, but not really. And it was not a lot to write home about, but I will say she did come out fighting in the third round. She did come out aggressive. I liked that. Beyond that, not much to say. That's pretty much it. But, Waldo Cortez Acosta. This guy absolutely, what did he do? Touch Derek Lewis on the chin? Derek Lewis fell over, gave up? Come on, Derek. Not again. Don't be a sore loser. But it's what he does. It's Derek Lewis. It's Waldo Cortez Acosta, the younger, faster, stronger, more powerful guy probably at this point. Derek Lewis, 40 years old, rolled over, gave up. They fought for a couple minutes, and then that was pretty much it. It played out pretty much exactly how I thought it was going to play out. Two obese heavyweights going after it, getting after it on the first Paramount Plus card. That is to be expected. But what was not expected was that Sean O'Malley would actually come away the stronger fighter in the third round, the cleaner, better fighter in the third round. Yeah, that's right. This one was close throughout. Song Yadong definitely had his moments in the second, but the third round rolled along, and Sean O'Malley was just running downhill. He had all the momentum on his side, was piecing up Song Yadong as it went through. Beautiful knee, capitalized in the moments in which Song Yadong was waiting, trying to wade in. I mean, the good footwork on both sides of the equation. Song Yadong had his moments, like I said, but Sean O'Malley, he's just so damn fast. When he's flowing in there, when he's got a striker in front of him that's not looking to wrestle or clinch too much, there's really nobody better. There's nobody faster when this guy's in the striking realm, right? If this was just some basic striking matchup, and that's all that he ever had to face in the UFC, he'd be cleaning up everybody. But unfortunately for him, there are guys like Merab Dvalishvili out there. There are guys like Umar Nurmagomedov out there who are probably going to wipe the floor with Sean O'Malley because their grappling is fantastic, and Sean's isn't quite there. He's frail. Unfortunately, the broken ankle, not a good look after the fight. Got the win. Nearly got a finish in the third round. We don't know how that one could have gone if it went all 5 rounds. Would have been nice to see that as a co-main event of a huge pay-per-view, premium live event, whatever you're going to call it. But good for Sean O'Malley. Picked up a win. Another decision. Lots of decisions throughout this main card. But I will say, the last and final fight on the card, the last and final fight of the night did deliver in the greatest way possible. Maybe the best, worst fight of all time. I described this earlier as a terrible movie that you love to watch, that you cannot get enough of. A guilty pleasure fight. That was this one. The sloppiest title fight I have ever seen. The vacant, well, not so vacant, the interim lightweight strap, the highest of the high, the most technical of all technique, was Justin Gaethje, Paddy Pimblett in an all-out slugfest in which they were winging shots back and forth, throwing all kinds of power into every single shot. They were both gassed after the first 2 minutes of this fight. Paddy nearly finished multiple times. Justin Gaethje capitalizing on those moments, but he's swinging, he's whiffing. Paddy Pimblett's cracking him back. Not an easy day out for either man, for either guy. Sloppy, terrible technique, winging shots back and forth, but damn did I have fun watching it. Damn was I on my feet by the end of this one, applauding it. I mean, two guys who just went to absolute war. Two guys that were just winging shots, no defense whatsoever, too tired to keep their hands up, throwing spinning back fists, spinning elbows, flying knees. None of it landed, of course, but damn, that was one of the fights of all time. One of the fights of all time. UFC 324 is in the books. You guys let me know in the comments down below what your favorite fight was. Again, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Let's do the thing. Keep this thing moving. Keep this thing growing. Maybe we'll get there one day. Maybe not. Maybe we don't deserve that quite yet. That's okay. It's only UFC 324. Of course, the big winners, of course, Justin Gaethje and the superstar Sean O'Malley getting back in the win column with a huge win over Song Yadong. Some ladies were there on the card. One ladies fight was the biggest stinker of the night. Meanwhile, Umar Nurmagomedov likely going to get snubbed. Likely won't get a title shot. But you know who will be getting a title shot? Justin freaking Gaethje against Ilia Topuria. We're happy to see our guy win, but disappointed and a bit sad and a bit depressed that it will not be on his shoulder for very long, around his waist for very long. Ilia Topuria is coming back, and it's going to be bad. It's going to be a massacre. Poor Justin Gaethje. I'll leave it at that. You guys have a good one. Don't forget, Like I said, like, share, comment, subscribe. Do the whole thing so we can keep this thing going. Stay active because I'd like to do just that. You guys have a good night. Stay healthy. Stay happy out there. Have a good one. I'll see you next time.